Welcome back to Indie Music in LA. I'm Siobhan Heard, and this episode is about preparing for a show. I've got a show coming up September 6th at the Federal Bar in North Hollywood at 11 o'clock in the evening. I know it's late, but it's a free show and it's going to be really great live music. Come on out, it's going to be a good time. This episode is about preparing for a show logistically. The best way to make sure that everything goes smoothly is to stay organized. Step 1, find an MD. They need to be somebody that you trust. The MD is in charge of interpreting my studio recordings and making an appropriate live arrangement. They're also in charge of rehearsing all of my musicians. That's going to be somebody that you meet in person. Step 2 is finding musicians. Now, I usually find musicians by referral or through Craigslist. Don't be afraid to hold auditions and find people outside of your circle of referral. But always do audition those people that you find online. And even people that you find by referral, you need to know the quality of the work that you're gonna get before you ask somebody on board. When you audition somebody, you want to gauge their personality, you want to gauge, how well they play, and you also want to gauge the level of preparedness that they're going to bring to the table. Step 3 is getting all your prep materials together. I want to make sure that my musicians have an opportunity to be the best prepared they can be. So I get all of the rehearsal materials. So that means fully referenced songs, lyrics, solo parts together in a folder, and I put it on a file sharing service like Dropbox or Box.com. Right now, I'm really loving Box.com because these files are media files and they're really large, and Box.com gives me the option to share with whomever I like, and nobody has to download anything. You just stream it right from there. Step 4, set rehearsal dates. Now, you can do 2 different things. Either you can find your musicians first and set your rehearsal dates after that, or you can set your rehearsal dates and then find musicians who can do those dates. Now, I find it more useful to find my musicians first and then set my dates because I'm still establishing my show and how I want it to sound. When I can, I like to have the same musicians every time. And because I'm an indie musician and I can't pay a whole lot, I have to work with other people's schedules to make sure that I get the people that I want. What I have found helpful is this little app called Doodle, D-O-O-D-L-E, Doodle. You can set a scheduling poll and everybody can look at the app and they go, oh, I'm available on this date, this date, this date, and this date. It's a little bit less frustrating than doing the entire thing through text. I schedule all our dates and I send out confirmation texts and reminder texts about every rehearsal. Step 5, meet with your MD, plan the order of the show and plan those arrangements. The MD might plan some transitions or stuff like that. I put this as step number 6, but maybe it should be step number 1. Budgeting for the show. Make a list of all of the costs, things like your rehearsal space, your musician's time and work, clothes, photographer, all the things that you need, and organize it in a way that is visually accessible for you and start to raise those funds. I use Google Sheets to do that. Step 7 is make a plan for rehearsal. I think of it kind of like a lesson plan. I basically budget my time during rehearsal. I look over and I go, I got 6 rehearsals, so that means I have to get X amount of songs done, and we can spend X amount of minutes on each song. Make sure that you schedule in some time for a break and time to review materials. You can't just learn all the way up until the last date. That's it. Again, my show is going to be on September 6th at the Federal Bar in North Hollywood at 11 o'clock in the evening. I know that's late, but it's a free show. There's great drinks. It's really, really going to be some great entertainment, and you're going to enjoy yourself. Come on out. Thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at IndiemusicNLA, or you can look for me on YouTube, Indie Music in LA. You can also follow me on my personal pages on Instagram and Twitter at one Siobhan Heard. Bye!